Hey folks, it's Coach Mo here coming to you fresh, live, real, busy day of coaching. Whoops, getting myself shifted back in my seat. Busy day of coaching today. I've got my files everywhere. No makeup on today. I'm just coming at you live and fresh on the whole topic of being politically savvy. And I covered this with my Kick-Ass Leadership Academy. It's a group of women who I'm coaching through the best leadership strategies and tactics for them to up-level their careers in a whole new way. And in talking about it with them, I thought to myself, there's so many myths around political savvy. And please feel free to comment. Let me know you're here, ladies. So politically savvy might have different meanings now because of the political climate, but it's always been something that has daunted so many normal individuals in the work world. And as a career coach, this is something I see really manhandle. I didn't mean that in a gender perspective, but really take my clients and potential clients off their game in a way that tends to be surprising. If I had a count of all of the women I've spoken to over the years, the last 5 years as a career coach, I've spoken to about 6,000 individual women about their careers. That's a lot of conversations. That's a lot of insight as to what's going on typically for the women who I end up coaching. And about 540 women have said yes to themselves and gotten coached in the workshop. I will tell you one of the biggest hurdles is this whole political savvy and what it does to your thought process about getting promoted. Not only that, but about a bigger title. So many women I speak to whose careers have been super flat, not going anywhere, and they've been like, well, I've taken care of my kids and I've taken care of this and that, and it was close to home, and I know all the players there, all the things that we practical brain rationalize have stuck us in this idea that in order to move up in our career, we need to be a political animal. We need to be someone who is not true and not authentic. Why is this whole idea of being politically savvy? Why does it elude most women? Why does it seem like it's something that we have to fake? Why is it that these words evoke fear in us? It's because we have bad stories around what this means. And it's also because our sense of self is committed to not being that person. I don't want to be that person. So what you've done is literally created a prison for yourself to stay in your career because you don't know how to think differently. You don't know how to think empoweredly about what being politically savvy is all about. And you've decided to interpret it in ways that are negative. Why do we do this? Why do we as human beings find something that scares us and then we create all of these negative definitions and this negative story and negative meaning around it so that we can keep it over here? Why do we do that? Mo, I don't know why. Why don't you tell us? Okay. I will tell us. The reason why we do that is because we are afraid of it. The very reason why we wrap it up in all this rationale is the very, very thing that should tell us that this is something we need to actually pierce through. Being afraid of being politically savvy is exactly the reason why you've wrapped it up into all this meaning of if you're politically savvy, you're not authentic, you're arrogant, you're someone who's just nice to people because you want to get ahead. All of these things. And guess what? Once you craft that story, once you attach the meaning of these words of who that person is who is politically savvy, Once you craft that construct, you are now mentally committed to seeing evidence to match your beliefs. Shall I repeat that? Because once you understand this issue, you will understand how you get trapped in any issue. All the issues that hold you back in life are because you have crafted a meaning around them that has given you a purpose to find evidence. See, look at that. See, look at that. See, look at that. It matches my story. Look, it matches my story. Look, it matches my story. And when you are running from something and that fear becomes something that you are eager to add evidence on because it'll help perpetuate your story. See, look, Joe Schmo, who just got that promotion, he kisses up to people all the time. That's why he got the promotion. That's why I didn't get it. Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly what I'm going to keep believing about what it's like to get a promotion. And you know what? I don't need to make 150,000. Making 110 is perfectly fine. I don't need to be that person to make that extra 40. And on we go. We create these stories, keeping us put, keeping us in our story. We are convinced that whatever is over here that we really truly want is not for us because that's not who I am. I'm not going to compromise myself for that. I'm not going to do that. In order to be more successful, I have to be that way, and I'm not going to be that way. We say to ourselves. So we miss out on that opportunity, and we have crafted that convenient little story to keep us tucked in, to keep us safe, to keep things steady and avoid this variability of, well, what happens if I do get more responsibility? What if I actually can't do it? What if I end up losing my job in this company because I've taken a risk and I've gone in for a promotion? What if I can't handle it? I think I'll just tell myself the story that it's not what I want and I'm not going to compromise myself for money. Yeah, that's what I'm not going to compromise myself for money. So I'm going to stay in this lower level job because I'm not like that. If I'm speaking to you, I'm telling you, you're telling yourself a bunch of lies. No offense. Well, maybe there's some offense involved. Listen to your heart. I know in all of the women who I have helped coach, and many of them who I have not, that the thing that has stopped them from their greatness is fear. The thing that stops us from our greatness is fear of screwing up, of compromising. I can't handle 150 because I can barely handle 110, and I don't know if I make 150, what does that mean? And also, I'm going to have to work more hours, aren't I? No. But you've crafted a story that has kept you put. Your nice little safe prison of all the meaning you have around being politically savvy, greater responsibility, what people will think of you. It'll break the frame of what you know to be true. What happens if you don't succeed? Do any of these sound like an empowering belief strategy? None of them. None of them are. They are all fear-based beliefs that are going to capture you like the best prison on the planet into being safe, into being small. And then what's going to happen is that your soul is still going to ask you to grow. See, that's the difficult thing here. Your soul is on a perpetual journey of growth. And when you keep slamming it down and saying no, not this time, not this year, Not until this happens, not until the kids are out of high school, not until the kids are out of college, not until I get grandkids, not until this, not until my husband retires, not until this, not until this, not until this. And you wake up and you're 53, 54, 55, 56, 60, 65, 42. Every woman I've ever had a clarity call with, whether she's been in her 20s or in her 60s, has said, yeah, I think I'm a little bit too old. Even women in their 20s, that's what they're thinking. All my peers are kind of like soaring in their career, and I haven't done that yet. You think I'm too old? Women in their 30s, same story. Women in their 40s, same story. Women in their 50s, same story. Women in their 60s, same story. Wonder why that is. Because we've convinced ourselves that there must be something out there that is truly holding us back. And I got to tell you, that is not true. So all of those things that you're looking for to point the finger at, I can't be politically savvy. I don't really want a promotion because I don't want to be responsible. I don't really want a promotion because it means more work. I don't want a promotion because I won't be able to go to my kids' volleyball games. All of those stories are lies that you're telling yourself based in fear. And they are deep, deep, deceptive, and crafty lies. So often on the clarity calls, and if you haven't had one, please book one. We would love to help you get to your truth. And your truth may sound similar to this. But here's the other thing that happens, is that so often when you're not being politically savvy, because that's not who you are, when you're being passed over for promotions, when you're afraid of additional responsibilities that might take you away from your family, those lies that you're telling yourself are also costing you money. Well, Mo, I already make enough money. I don't need more money. Said everyone who isn't making more. We live in a physical world where you need more money to do more stuff and to have more freedom. There's not a single soul on this planet who doesn't want more. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, all of these guys with billions of dollars want more money so that they can do more good in the world, so that they can expand their companies and have more jobs for people, so they can do cooler things with technology and innovation in the world. They all want more, not because they're greedy, but because the soul's mission on this physical plane is to expand. So you want more. And if you're not listening to that, if you're not listening to that voice inside, if you're not listening to the call of more, you are shoving that voice down and you are causing your soul to be tuned out. And eventually the pain of that just gets to be too much. And if you don't listen to that, the migraines, the lethargy, the weekend where all you can do is try to recover from the week, feeling depleted when you get home from work, being pissed off at your family and friends just because you're so irritable, not being able to sleep at night. All of these things eventually boil up into the physical body being the final resort of trying to get your attention. As we enter Breast Cancer Awareness Month tomorrow, I'm reminded of my big wake-up call. 11 years ago, this day was when I was hiding from my coworkers a diagnosis that I knew eventually I was going to have to share with them. I didn't want to have to admit it. I was 2 months into a brand new job. Big job, national job. Big responsibility, more money than I'd ever made. I didn't want to admit it. But I had to. I had no choice but to listen finally to this inner message that was trying to get my attention my whole entire life. That I'm good enough and that who I am is exactly who I need to be for my success. And I was running from that because I was told a bunch of lies and I believed many of them. One of them being that a nurse will never get ahead in the healthcare arena. It's always about the doctors. So Maybe this isn't the topic you thought it was going to be. I wanted to twist this political savvy thing on its ear and get your attention, because I speak to so many women who are hurting because their careers are underperforming for them and they don't understand why. And on the Career Clarity Call, we get into the truth of why. And here's the good news. If you have education, expertise, and experience, and if you have a dream in your heart for being more and doing more, and you can access that, and you know there is something more, then perhaps we will work together. Perhaps my workshop is exactly what you need. But only on the clarity call will we know for sure. Only then will we know that your career has been marred by lies, untruths, and then you're continuing pointing to the evidence of why your career isn't working. And you can find any evidence that you want about anything, because we are incredible machines on matching our inner beliefs with the outside world. And as a matter of fact, that's the whole way it works. So the answer, if you're not politically savvy, the answer is to love yourself more. That's the answer. Because when you love yourself more, you're going to connect more with people. When you love yourself more, you're going to take care of your career. When you love yourself more, you're going to know that there's a higher version of you that has yet been untapped. Perhaps no one showed you the way. Perhaps no one mentored or coached you or taught you techniques that you really, really need in order to be the highest version of you or the next version of you. How about just the next higher version of you? When you are absolutely aligned and in love with yourself, you will be politically savvy. Because then you will understand and appreciate that the entire work environment is a mixture of other human beings who are just trying to get along and expand themselves. Because if you approach work as a bunch of greedy, grabbing people who are just out for themselves, if that's the story you tell yourself, it's going to be what you see. It's going to be your experience. It's going to match up perfectly. It's going to be like a hand in a glove. And you're going to be like, see, all the people at work, they're just out for themselves and this and that. And they leave me behind. They don't even invite me to these meetings. And my boss started to isolate me from meetings because she doesn't even like me to be at meetings anymore because I just tell the truth. I've heard that 100 times. When you love yourself, you then will be connecting with other human beings. And if you don't, you will not connect with other human beings and you will fear them, because what you're really doing is fearing yourself. You're really fearing your power. That's how that works. So when you love yourself and you love your journey and you love your career and what you've put toward it, you then will be politically savvy, because then you'll realize it's not about being afraid of everything. It's just the opposite. It's about connecting with people. We're influencers because we have something to share. And if you don't love yourself, you're not going to honor your opinion. You're not going to honor your education and expertise and experience that you bring to the table for work. If you don't love yourself, you will lose at every single game in life. If you don't love yourself, your career will stall out. If you don't love yourself, neither will your boss. If you don't honor and love yourself with what you deserve to be paid and the advancements that you deserve to make, no one else will either. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. When you don't feel worthy of the big career move, of being in the next level of meetings, if you don't feel worthy of making that move outside your company, if you don't feel like you can, it's because you don't love yourself. And that's as simple and as basic as I can help you with. Every single career problem has the same root, and it's about loving yourself. And if I had 52 Motivational Mondays a year and I simply put that message out, perhaps we would get somewhere. But here's the thing. Most people don't know how to love themselves. Otherwise, they'd be doing it. Most people learned exactly the opposite from these beautiful, loving people who raised us, who were living in their own fears and their own stories and what they know to be true about success and money and people. And around the dinner table, whatever you heard from whoever raised you, those are stories that are deep inside of you. And those deep inside of you stories about success are impacting your success today. Most people who have an easier path in their careers had very positive messages around the dinner table about who they are and what success means. I had positive messages around my dinner table, and I had an illustrious career. Inside, I struggled with who I am. I struggled with some other messages about whether I was enough. Those things had to get solved in order for me to pull it together and feel fulfilled. And when I went through my breast cancer journey, which I'll tell you about a little bit next month, if those of you who've been following me, every year I kind of talk about it because my journey hopefully can help others. And what I went through and how I navigated it hopefully can help others, not just with breast cancer, but any challenging time in life. I was able to dig deep on who I am as a person and come up with a deeper sense, a deeper essence, my soul, if you will. And then I came back from my breast cancer journey, a different type of boss, a different type of executive, a woman who was on a mission to claim more success because I knew I had more to contribute in the world, not just because I wanted success, which was a big part of my career before that. I wanted more success. I wanted to climb up the corporate ladder. I wanted to make more money. I wanted to have better vacations, better cars. It was more about that. I was missing the boat. Now, all along, as a nurse, I wanted to help people. So I always had that, but I wasn't bringing it together until I was brought to my knees and frickin' sliced open, breasts removed, etc. I became better at political savviness. I became better at connecting with people. I became a better coach, a better mentor, a better boss. Now, was I perfect? No. But I was more perfect because I was more me. And that is your solution. You need to be in love with yourself so that you get to be more you. Because you are a unique fingerprint, a unique soul print on this planet, in this space that we all get to occupy as human beings. If you don't love yourself, you can't contribute to who you are and why you're here on this planet. You'll get missed. And all of us will miss that. You got to play out. You got to play at your soul's strengths. You've got to open yourself up. You've got to open up and live at the level that you deserve so that we all get what we deserve, which is you at full strength, not at half strength, not at 1/10, not at 1/100th. No, none of that. Because chances are, if you're not politically savvy, your soul is so shrunk down, it's hardly recognizable. And you're getting passed over for promotions and not looked at and not in the mix of things because you've decided that shrinking is an easier path. And I will tell you this, shrinking is not an easier path. But the gremlins, we could call it the devil, convinces us to shrink, convinces us that all the other alternatives are too scary. We won't be able to handle it. What about our kids? What about our husband? What if I have to drive further away for my commute? Oh no, I can't have something more. That's the freaking devil convincing you to play small. Why does that happen? Because it's pushing you to love yourself more. It's pushing you to be more of who you are. Answer the call in the version of the higher version of you, not the smaller, not the lesser. If you answer the call of your soul to the lesser version of you, if you answer it with fear, you will shrink, you will suffer, you will struggle, guaranteed. If you answer it with loving yourself and empowering and taking steps up and bigger and more, you will have great outcomes. You will have a great feelings of satisfaction and fulfillment from within. Your life will be so much better. But shrinking just, I don't know, it just seems like the path. Maybe it's because you've always shrunk. Maybe it's because you were told to shrink at the birthday parties, in the math class, when you did the reading out loud in that chapter and you felt really happy and proud and someone made fun of you. So you decided shrinking felt better. Shrinking doesn't ever feel better. It feels necessary to protect ourselves. It's a protective device, not a growth device. No one grows through shrinking. Therefore, the fact that the words are completely different. When you shrink from yourself, you will feel it. When you protect yourself from others, you will feel it. And then you will say that you're not politically savvy. And then you will say, I didn't really want that promotion anyway. It's too much responsibility. I got kids at home. And then you will say, I didn't really want that extra money anyway. I don't really need it. Well, your retirement account doesn't agree with you. The vacation fund doesn't agree with you. The kids who want the newest, greatest tennis shoes and iPad don't agree with you. Why would you not choose greater opportunity, greater contribution, and greater abundance? It's what the soul, when we love ourselves, truly wants. And when you love yourself, you want your kids to have. You really do. You want your kids to grow and learn and expand without having to have the pain. You know, we don't have to grow through pain. There's two options. We grow through intention, or we grow through pain. You don't have to have the pain to grow. But as human beings, that typically is the only thing that's going to wake us up. And so we choose then or not. Certainly there's millions of human beings who have been on this planet who have had tons of pain and have not grown. They've died in tons of pain. And there are humans who had tons of pain and did grow, and their lives got better. And then there are those humans who don't need a ton of pain in order to grow. They just take it up. They just grow because they know it feels better. They just grow because they know that a greater contribution is what they're here on this earth to do. And so many folks who are naturally easier, more successful, don't need pain to move forward. I've had plenty of these women in my workshop. Mo, I want the next level up. I just don't know how to get there. I haven't been able to access that. I've had this move and this move and this move, and I'm at this level now. I'm making 180, 200, and I want to know what that next level looks like and feels like, and I want some help to get there. Or more. So I appeal to you on this Motivational Monday for you to focus on political savviness, not being an enemy, but it being an indicator of how connected you are to loving yourself and reaching out to others and making those connections, whether they be within your company or at customers or with a network, or actually even going out to networking events to expand your influence sphere. The only way you can do this is to love yourself first. There's no great conversation that comes from not loving yourself first. And then you can truly be a great networker. You can truly be very politically savvy. You can truly see a bigger opportunity and bigger things in your work environment. When you're shrunk down and small, you're not seeing stuff. You're going to get blindsided. That's what happens. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, because you were like this. I'll stay safe. I'll stay in my protective bubble, otherwise known as prison. I'll stay safe. Don't bother me. Takeaway for this week, you Motivational Monday mavens, love yourself and connect some dots this week. Be politically savvy because you love yourself and therefore you love others. Remember, that's who we are as human beings anyway. If this seems like a foreign concept, if this seems like something that you kind of can't do on your own, that's what I'm here for. And I help hundreds of women every single year navigate levels, strategies, and techniques that they have not been able to do on their own. And we do that by helping you bring your soul to work. You've got to bring your soul's volume up. You've got to love yourself. That's the only answer to all of this beautiful work that is in store for you. Please don't choose small. Please don't choose shutting down. Please don't choose lesser of you. Please don't keep buying into the fact that more responsibility is too hard. Please don't buy into the fact that more money is too hard. Don't buy into that. It's the negative aspect. If you buy into the negative aspect of life, you will always feel pain. If you buy into the positive aspect, you're lovable, you've got a great soul, you're important, you've got something to say, you've got contribution. That's right, Debbie Grant. Love yourself. It is the answer to being a politically savvy navigator in your corporate world. That's the answer. What's the question? No matter what the question, the answer is to love yourself more. Oh, my kids, this and that. Love yourself more. Oh, my bank account, this or that. Love yourself more. Oh, my boss, this or that. Love yourself more. Oh, I have a sick stomach. Love yourself more. Are you getting the point? This is Coach Mo. I'm here for Motivational Monday. And once again, we're at a topic that is going to get into who you truly are. Bring your soul alive. It is the only answer to a fulfilling, wonderful, beautiful dream career. If you haven't figured out how to do that on your own, no worries. We got the answer. In my kick-ass career workshop, we're helping women up-level their careers every single day, every single week. And rock on to Diane and Jill, who just came on board today, and the 4 lovely ladies who decided to say yes to themselves last week. We are loving on you, and we are ready to rock your careers. We're going to show you how awesome your souls are, and we're going to shine that bright, beautiful mirror so that you are gorgeous to yourself and to all of us who get to see you. Ladies, rock on. Bring your soul to work. Love yourself to be politically savvy. Let's make it a great week. Make some commitments for yourself. And if one of those is booking a career clarity call, we're here for you. The link is below, and we'd love to help up-level your career. In 12 weeks, we can move you faster than most people move in 20 years. Seatbelt is necessary. This is Coach Mo. You can find me everywhere at mofaul.com, social media, Coach Mo or Mo Faul. See you next Motivational Monday. Make it a great week. This is the beginning of a whole new quarter for the year. Rock on and love yourself. It is the answer to being politically savvy. Coach Mo Faul here. See you next time.